Narcissists are willing to prostrate before an empath when they make him suffer. Greetings, beloved viewers. Welcome back to our channel. To our empathic audience, it has come to our attention that many of you struggle to grasp the fundamental truth behind the narcissist-empath dynamic. The narcissist, with their cunning and manipulative tactics, employs strategies like devaluation, silent treatment, and blatant disregard to undermine your sense of self-worth, leaving you feeling insignificant and undervalued. In the aftermath of this emotional turmoil, as the narcissist seemingly moves on with new companions, it's common for you to find yourself trapped in a cycle of rumination. You may yearn for the bygone days, reminiscing about the love bombing and affection they once showered upon you. Despite consuming countless videos and articles on this topic, we recognize that some of you still struggle to fully internalize the message. It just doesn't seem to resonate, does it? However, there's a crucial insight you must embrace. Deep down, the narcissist longs for you, the empath. They are aware that they've pushed you to your limits, testing the bounds of your emotional endurance. They know they've crossed lines. Despite their outward demeanor, they harbor a genuine longing for your presence, even if they never openly admit it. Let's face it, rejection is a tough pill for anyone to swallow, and for the narcissist, it's downright abhorrent, often dreaded. But here's the twist. Instead of facing you head-on, being transparent and honest about their true feelings, they prefer to keep you guessing, longing for their return. We're all too familiar with their knack for hiding their emotions, for wearing their masks of deceit. So when you see them with a new partner, seemingly beaming with happiness and satisfaction, it's crucial to realize that it's just another facade they're putting on. They've perfected this act over many years, perhaps even decades. So why would you assume there's any genuine change this time around? As an empath, you play a significant role in their life, a vital character in their journey. You've lifted them up, imparted invaluable lessons. So don't be fooled by the smiles captured in photos with their new partner, who might very well be a step down. What makes you think that behind those smiles, they're truly fulfilled and content? They're simply wearing a mask, my friend. The truth is they're far from content. They're miserable beings, peculiar entities engulfed in their own misery. Despite the immense fortune of having you in their lives, they fail to express their gratitude. Therefore, I implore you to do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, support a fellow empath, or simply spare a mere 2 seconds of your precious time. If I'd mentioned this before, my apologies. I just want to ensure you're aware. Now, let's delve into the harsh reality of the situation. In their time spent by your side, they dwelled in a realm of gloom, utterly oblivious to the precious gem they had in you. Can you believe it? Those peculiar souls, those enigmatic beings, failed to grasp the treasure that lay right within their reach. Therefore, it's paramount for you, my dear companion, to comprehend that despite their semblance of intimacy with others, or their ventures with new companions, their existence is anything but a paradise of joy. It's no fairy tale or enchanted realm they inhabit. Behind their masks, they merely simulate happiness, feign contentment, and pretend to revel in their surroundings. This performance, dear reader, is a twisted spectacle. They are but a troop of outcasts ensnared in their own distorted realities. I sincerely hope you grasped the essence of my message here. It's about delving beneath the surface, uncovering the truth, and that's precisely what I aim to enlighten and illustrate for you. I understand that not everyone resonates with this perspective, but I've come across numerous remarks suggesting, "They look happier now," or "They appear to be thriving without me." Allow me to illuminate something. While they may intentionally project an enhanced image because they're aware of your scrutiny, The narcissist fully acknowledges the confusion they left you in and the significant emotional harm they caused. They're cognizant of your surveillance of their social media activity. That's why I consistently stress the importance of reaching a point where you resist the temptation to keep tabs on them. However, let me make one thing clear. I won't stop reminding you to refrain from checking up on them. Why, you ask? Simply because we all need reinforcement from time to time, don't we? They're presenting themselves in this light primarily for your benefit. You played a pivotal role in their lives for a year, 2 years, 3 years, or even longer. You're an integral part of their journey. May I speak frankly with you? Do you honestly believe that they can simply encounter someone new and completely erase your presence from their life? Do you think they don't encounter constant reminders of you every day? Let me address another crucial aspect. If you were in the wrong, if you genuinely mistreated them, I would openly admit it. But that's simply not the case. You showed kindness towards them. You did your best. While none of us can claim perfection, you made a sincere effort nonetheless. They have tried to twist the narrative, making you believe that you were the one at fault, that you were the one who caused harm. But let me assure you, that's just another aspect of their deceptive facade. And when the truth eventually comes to light, when their true character is revealed, they persist in their dishonesty. They are chronic fabricators, my friend. So when you see them on social media portraying an ideal life, professing to be ecstatic with their new partner on a beach, take it with a grain of salt. They are not reveling in beachside bliss. Internally, they are wallowing in misery, endlessly scrolling through their phones, comparing their lives to others, yearning for something they lack. Can you see through the charade now? They are habitual deceivers, chronic manipulators. Don't trust their words, not even for a fleeting moment. All right, it's important to grasp that the narcissist yearns for your return. They crave to have you back. However, they are fully aware that they have crossed boundaries and pushed you to your emotional limit. Consequently, they keep you in a state of uncertainty because your emotional state holds significance to them at this stage. Understand that they won't sincerely acknowledge their mistakes or offer an apology. While some of the lesser narcissists might make such a gesture, many will simply move on, seeking to evoke jealousy within you. Let me share a personal anecdote. I stopped keeping tabs on the narcissist's social media activity, and in response, they began restricting their posts to private settings. Initially, I was blocked, and then they unblocked me, anticipating my reaction. They strategically showcased their new partner on social media as if to provoke me. However, the last time I checked, there was no sign of a new partner. Everything was concealed behind privacy settings. I made a conscious decision in that moment, realizing that I would never subject myself to such an ordeal again. You must recognize that the narcissist yearns for your presence, but they are petrified of the changes you've undergone, dreading the transformation sparked by their actions. They are gripped by fear, fearing the consequences of their deeds, the anguish they inflicted upon you. They tremble at the notion of your evolution, growth, and metamorphosis in the aftermath. Directly confronting you is a daunting prospect for them, believe me on this. You held a significant place in their thoughts. You were their steadfast support for a considerable period. It's understandable to grasp that even if you were to enter a new relationship, despite enduring the abuse from the narcissist, traces of them would linger in your mind. You may find yourself musing about them while nurturing a fresh connection. So, why do you think a narcissist would be any different? They too ponder the profound impact you've had on their lives. I can personally attest to this, having encountered a Hoover attempt even after 4 extensive years. This is the influence you, as an empath and a chosen one, wield over their existence. You leave an indelible mark, an impression they never truly forget. As time elapses, they even begin to question themselves. In fact, I recently shared a video delving into how they turn against their flying monkeys, blaming those closest to them for the dissolution between the two of you. Please, I implore you, lend your ear to my words and ponder their ramifications. They may paint a picture of happiness, but beneath that veneer, they are drowning in despair. Their lives are a spectacle, illuminated by artificial light, masking their true selves. Peer beyond the surface, look beneath their deceptive facade, and you'll uncover peculiar, pitiful entities. Yes, there are nothing more than dusty oddities. Let's reminisce about our initial encounter with the narcissist. Did we have even a hint of their true nature back then? No, not at all. We saw them as charming, kind, and compassionate individuals. But reality was far from that perception. They wore a mask, concealing their true essence. And they continue this charade with their new partner, keeping up the act. However, there's a twist now. They're directing it back at you. Empaths, take heed. You occupy their thoughts. You linger in their minds. The narcissist longs for your return, yet they know they've overstepped boundaries, pushed you to your emotional limits. They dread facing you and confronting the core issues. Why? Because deep down they fear rejection. They dread being abandoned. I grasped the gravity of your situation. I've walked in your shoes. Years ago, when I tried to break free from a narcissist, they resorted to threats of self-harm, even going as far as taking pills. That's the extent of their power. They desperately need you far more than you need them. It's vital to realize that just because they have a new partner doesn't mean they've erased you from their mind. I urge you, as I once did, some of you might think they won't reach out. But let me share my story. I experienced a Hoover attempt after 4 long years. It happened when I was in a healed state, when I had made significant progress, and when I had firmly shut them out. They have a way of resurfacing in your life when you least expect it. However, I must caution you. If you continue to monitor their social media activities, especially on platforms like Snapchat, where users are notified of profile views, it could exacerbate the situation by signaling to them that you're still watching. You inadvertently validate them and play into their narrative. It's crucial to maintain distance and resist the urge to engage with their online persona. I implore you, dear friend, to confide in me. Place your trust in my words. The narcissist longs for your return, empath, yet they grapple with the awareness of their transgressions. They fear facing you, confronting the depth of your truth and the potency of your genuine love. Your authenticity intimidates them. So, when thoughts of the narcissist's idyllic life surface, remember, it's but a facade they adorn. Peer beyond the surface, beneath the mask, and the harsh reality will emerge. They are pitiful creatures, eternally yearning for what they cannot possess. And now, as they cannot have you, it torments them. Before I bid farewell, I kindly ask for your support by liking and subscribing. Your encouragement means the world to me. I extend my gratitude to each one of you, whether you like, subscribe, or simply watch. Your presence matters. Stay tuned for more enlightening content soon to come. Narcissists, regardless of the facade of capability and authority they present, maintain an extremely deficient level of competence in reality. They lack the fundamental life skills and resilience necessary for achieving success in life. In contrast to their proclivity for believing they possess omniscience and expertise in a multitude of domains, the actuality is precisely the opposite. They have formed and embraced a fabricated self-perception as their actuality. Their erroneous perception of themselves persuades them that their own capabilities are superior to those of others, and that they are the only ones deserving of admiration adulation, and a pedestal. Nevertheless, both of us are cognizant of the fact that this is anything but the case. As a result, we will discuss in today's episode 5 essential life qualities that narcissists notably deficiency. 1. Conveying appreciation. Narcissists find it difficult to convey appreciation. They consistently contend with an ingrained dysphoria or an enduring sense of dissatisfaction with existence. Constantly in pursuit of novelty, they are perpetually engrossed in diversions as a means of diverting their attention from a profound interior void. It is critical to distinguish between their own interior emptiness and the emptiness that results from the trauma they inflict upon you. Your self-awareness enables you to recognize that your inner void is the source of your emptiness, which motivates you to commence a path of self-compassion, mindfulness, and self-love, a path to well-being. On the other hand, narcissists consistently pursue external solutions to their internal conflicts, disregarding the numerous indications that are readily apparent in their environment. Their perspective holds that you are the exclusive originator of the issue, and they continue to be oblivious to the critical nature of introspection. They sustain a narrative of self-victimization, which contributes to an ongoing state of distress and dissatisfaction. Being caught in this self-defeating cycle, they become their own worst enemies. It never suffices, regardless of their possessions, your affection, or their accomplishments. Narcissists persistently pursue something that is elusive, desiring it ceaselessly. This guarantees their own demise. 2. Non-adaptability. In the pursuit of harmonious cohabitation within familial and relational contexts, the attribute of adaptability assumes critical significance, given the inherent fallibility of all individuals. On the contrary, narcissists are motivated by an incessant pursuit of flawlessness in each person they come across. Priority is given to this constant need to devalue others, which prevents the formation of genuine relationships because no one can attain their unattainable standards. At the outset, individuals may hold you or others in high regard. However, as soon as they behold your intrinsic humanity, they vanish into insignificance in their estimation. Narcissists confront the difficult task of acknowledging their deep-seated internal feeling of insignificance. They hold the belief that they are completely devoid of value and pass along this perception to you. Their unyielding perfection and inflexibility result in unreasonable and unachievable standards. Frequently, their requests are regarded as elusive, comparable to a target in motion. You believe you have identified the objective, but once you attain it, it becomes insufficient. A new goalpost appears. Due to this deficiency in appreciation and adaptability, narcissists are exceptionally frail. Their internal condition is dependent on the conditions that arise externally. They are, contrary to their assertions of omnipotence, more susceptible than one could ever conceive. The smallest modification in their environment has the potential to incite narcissistic fury, thereby exposing their authentic susceptibility. 3. Authenticity. Narcissists lack the capacity for authenticity by nature. Narcissists are, at their core, individuals who manifest a fabricated persona predicated upon a bedrock of deceit. Due to this, they perceive themselves to be something they are not, creating an egregious discrepancy between reality and delusion. Purposeful expression is rendered impossible when one lives in this manner. They adeptly modify their persona in accordance with the objectives of the interaction and the individual with whom they are interacting. They resemble chameleons, shapeshifters, or even demons. They are shadows bereft of authentic identity. As opposed to average people, narcissists are devoid of a genuine essence. They merely emulate the preferences and aversions of others, since they are cognizant of the fact that displaying disapproval towards particular items attracts notice and admiration. Similarly, they recognize that they can gain the approval of others and create the illusion of superiority by endorsing specific groups or preferences. In pursuit of constant validation, a narcissist is perpetually entangled in the art of manipulating and exploiting others. One leading such an existence would be inherently lacking in authenticity, character, and a set of values. These individuals are preoccupied with the relentless quest for manipulation, exploitation, and validation, which are characteristics that profoundly erode their ability to exhibit authenticity. 4. Insufficient autonomy. Narcissists exhibit a higher degree of dependence than the average codependent. One might refer to them as mutated codependents. Departing from a narcissist in the midst of a desert would not extend their survival beyond an hour. As previously stated, they consistently necessitate a constant provision of validation and attention. Although they may perceive themselves as fiercely self-reliant and self-sufficient, capable of autonomously cultivating their egos, the reality is that they depend on you more than you depend on them. They rely on your emotions, recollection of them, and the influence of their presence in order to perceive any degree of significance. At their core, they contend with an intense feeling of insignificance. They constitute an enormous fallacy that requires ongoing confirmation and conviction in order to endure. They's illusion vanishes when the light of truth exposes them, and you come to the realization that you no longer require them. Their frailty and fragility are exposed. Conversely, this susceptibility conceals a formidable toxicity that may appear authoritative, overwhelming, and transformative. It is crucial to understand that in the mind of a narcissist, their sources of supply serve as the fundamental basis of their identity, since they themselves resemble a precarious structure built upon sand, devoid of a solid foundation. It disintegrates when you eliminate yourself from the equation. The inevitability of this fragility is their reality. 5. Capacity for silence. A lack of listening skills constitutes the fifth deficiency in the lives of narcissists. Although many individuals may not possess remarkable listening skills, narcissists are an entirely different story. Despite their apparent attentiveness, their primary objective is to acquire information in order to identify your vulnerabilities, uncover potential entry points, and investigate strategies to further their own interests. Narcissists exploit and manipulate individuals for the purpose of satisfying their own narcissistic needs by perusing their psyches. This is a major contributor to the short lifespan of their romantic relationships. They fail to listen attentively. They are not in the company of their companions. Rather, they are preoccupied with themselves, seeking admiration without actively engaging in the familial structure they pretend to be a part of. Although they may have a beating organ in their thorax called the heart, they consider it to be nothing more than a piece of flesh, as I have previously explained. They are devoid of an authentic spirit. For someone to genuinely listen and care, they must possess compassion, sincerity, and a heart. Nevertheless, it is common knowledge that a narcissist sincerely cares only about themselves. They are apathetic towards your suffering, even if it is personally observed, so long as it does not have an impact on their own welfare. They may even desire for you to endure additional agony in order to bolster their sense of superiority and power, particularly if they are the source of your suffering. Narcissists are, in conclusion, pseudo-humans, subhumans, and entities. They are unable to perceive individuals beyond their false ego for these reasons. Their constant anticipation for others to fulfill their egotism stems from the fact that their self-worth relies on the approval and esteem of others. Removing yourself from that equation is the key to liberation, as you are merely a pawn in their scheme. Upon doing so, one will behold the narcissist's world disintegrating into opulence, as one will essentially be the only one genuinely present. It is imperative that we acknowledge this fact. In light of this, I eagerly await your thoughts and opinions. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below and spread the word about this episode without hesitation. Soon, I will return with an additional one. Until then, continue to allow the healing process to initiate